Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, May 2nd. Wow, 2023. Spooner Chief of Police Mike Kronberger is joining us today to talk about his new gig and all things going on at the SPD. But first, for Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe that it's the little things that make a big difference. Give Brian a call today. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Just like last Tuesday, sun is out. It's going to be nice today. I can't wait for, hopefully, Dirk's weather forecast. We are starting half an hour early today. We announced that yesterday, so
Right.
I don't know if he saw it, so if he'll be up for it. But you
he
have
saw it or I saw it.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters. As long as we know what time it starts.
Right.
Who cares? But hopefully he's got some good news about the forecast coming up. Mikey, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, how's the new gig? Well, shoot, let's not get into that right now. I totally want to get into that right now, but I feel like that's what we'll be talking about, and that's why we wanted to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us. But as always, oh, good. Dirk said he did. See, there you go. Nice. So we always like to start with a question. Typically, like Fitzy and I, we like to do sports stuff. So I have a question. Fitzy, do you?
I do. I'm just trying to I can't see the comments always, so I had to load my Facebook up so I can see the comments. I got it figured out now.
Okay.
I have a comment. I have a question. I have a comment too. All right, I'm with it now. It's 8.
Okay.
It's early.
It is early. When we start early, it throws everything off.
Yeah, I know. We'll be okay.
Okay. What's your question today?
My question?
Yeah.
Who our prediction sure to go wrong? Lakers, excuse me, Lakers or Warriors? Who do you got?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I look at it from like a storyline standpoint. Lakers, but they're just on. Boy, my goodness. I mean, I have to go with the Warriors right now, just because until you can knock them off, it's a coin flip. But I'll go with the Warriors just because they've proven that they can win, and that's a tough one. I'll go Warriors. What about you?
I picked the Warriors too. I mean, I don't know how you go against LeBron, but the Warriors just have too many weapons. It's a great storyline for the NBA. They're finally going to make some ratings, probably.
I know, and it's not like an NBA Finals. I mean, it's the second round. Right. What a great matchup, Mikey. I don't know if you watch NBA, but do you watch NBA at all?
No.
All right, so you're going to pick the Lakers. So then we can say that you're wrong, or if you're right, then you can say, "Hey, I don't even watch sports, and I got that one right."
All right.
All right. So I also have a question, and I know Mikey, you do too, but mine also is sports related. First round surprises. 2 different sports. See, that's how I'm good. I can do 2 different sports in one question. What is the biggest first round surprise? Will Levis not picked in the first round of the NFL draft, quarterback out of Kentucky, or the Boston Bruins losing in the first round of the hockey playoffs?
I'll go with if you look at the statistics, which I didn't know until the other night when Boston lost, that no team that with the most points has ever won the Stanley Cup Finals. So I suppose that's not the biggest surprise. But so I'll go with the draft pick, even though I think it's the Boston Bruins losing the 1 versus 8. I mean, if you look at basketball, 5, 6, 7, 8 are in the conference finals. I mean, you got to go with the NFL guy. I mean, he sat there all night. That sucks.
I know, but isn't that like every year in the NFL draft? There's always one quarterback that doesn't get selected, and the camera's on them like the whole, and it's he's all downtrodden, and it's like, when is he going to get picked? It's like every year. It's like this year was Will Levis, but it's Brady Quinn and all these quarterbacks. Even Aaron Rodgers was at the end of the first round, so that happens all the time. So yeah, I think Boston Bruins, the biggest one. It's not that surprising, like you said. Like the Patriots, they went 16-0 in the NFL, and then they lose in the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's a 7-game series. It's not like football where you could lose in the playoffs 1 game and you're out.
Right.
I think they were up 3-0 and they lost 3 in a row, which they hadn't done all year. So no, that is the bigger story. Again, Mikey, I'm sure you don't. Sounds like you don't watch either of those.
I'm a Wild fan, Minnesota Wild.
There you go.
So,
And they sucked it up too. So
Yeah.
yeah, my wife was at that game on Friday night, so
Which game?
the Wild
Wild.
game.
Are
their
they in the
final
playoffs?
game.
I don't follow the Wild.
They were,
They were.
not anymore.
Nice.
They were playing that. What were they? The 6th seed, I think, versus the 3. But they had a good season too all season, and then they
They just
sucked
tuckered
up
out.
again.
They got tired.
Yeah.
It's a long season. Come on, man.
They wanted to go home. They wanted to get to the beach.
I want to spend time with my family. All right, Mikey, what's your question?
How are the Pirates doing as good as they are, even though I know it's early in the baseball season? Why are they as high up games won compared to the Brewers when they were expected to not do that well at all?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, it's the Pirates. It's a small market team. So, it's 6 full months of baseball. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
And that first month, which we've just got finished with, one full month, that's like the sprint part. I look at run differential to really kind of see. So, yeah, I think they're 20-9, the Pirates are. I think. And the run differential is like plus 48 last I checked. That's legit. But come on, it's the Pirates.
I know.
In a month from now, they won't be in first. The Brewers will be. No, it's great. It's a good story, but man, it's just 1 month out of 6 months so far. We're like 15% of the way through the season. Yeah, I don't know. Small market teams.
We'll
They
see
can
what
have good
happens.
months and bad months. They had a good first month, but it's not going to last. What do you think, Fitzy?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big. I watch the Twins and Brewers once in a while. You guys know about run differential, and my chief deputy knows all about baseball. But I'm just glad sports is on, man. I just love
Yeah, me
Saturdays
too.
and
Well,
Sundays,
Mike,
every game.
I know it's been so fantastic the last few weeks. Mikey, of course, answer your own question. What do you think?
I talked to one of my officers, Cody Dorn, who knows everything about sports. And
We should have him on.
I know. I said I need a good sports question in the morning, and he was giving me all kinds of stats, and it went in and out because he's so smart with any sports.
What does he think the reason why?
He told me, and I'm going to be honest, I forgot.
Don't remember. You got a lot in your mind. I'm a chief of police now, man. I can't remember all this stuff.
But everything he said made sense. I just don't remember.
I just don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
All right.
You're supposed to make stuff up. You're the chief now. You just make stuff up. Say, yeah, he said this. Make him sound smart. And
That's right. That's what Dad did for 28 years. All right. So we have one press release I want to get to, and then of course, Mikey, to talk about you've been. What is it? How long has it been? 5 weeks, ish. You've been the new chief.
Yeah, the whole month of April. Wow.
Yeah, there we go. So we want to get to that, both of those things. But first, we'll be back in 15 seconds after a word from Spooner Health.
Satisfaction surveys and in conversations with patients, they appreciate the fact that staff got to know them. Staff really took their preferences into account, and they just feel grateful that they are being cared for as a person.
To learn more about our services, visit spoonerhealth.com.
Preferences. Press release, you had put this out yesterday. Fitzy, we had published it. Our headline was, Speed Believed to be Factor in Barron County's First Traffic Fatality of 2023. I actually put that part in the headline because at the end of your press release, you had just said this is the first fatality in Barron County. And I felt like that was a really big takeaway because wow, that's interesting. Now, obviously, any death is horrible. So thoughts and prayers to the family that are experiencing all of this. But what can you tell us about that?
Not a lot more than what's in the press release. And I'm going to try to keep track of the number of traffic. Well, I do keep track of them, but I'm going to add them to the press release like I have been. It's something new I want to do this year just to help people track that and maybe keep our roads a little bit safer if we can, keep some of that information out there. So I appreciate you putting that out there. But it was a crash on Friday night about 10:30. Subject went through a stop sign, kept going down the road, lost control of his car for some reason. I couldn't tell you exactly why. And obviously went in and hit a tree, was ejected from the vehicle, and, was pronounced deceased at the scene. There was a passenger in the car. She was treated for minor injuries, and she was released. But first traffic fatality of the year, speed is definitely a contributing factor on that one. So slow down. I put a post up the other day about something, and I said, the guy we got doing 123 miles an hour. I put that up there. We put a post on Facebook. We got a guy doing 123 on a county road, not Highway 53, nothing like that. It was a county road rule setting, and he was doing 123 miles an hour. And, I said, the sun's out. I get it, people, but you've got to pay attention. But we don't pay attention when the sun's out and it's beautiful out. And all of a
You've
sudden
mentioned that before. When it's sunny, more speeders.
Yeah. More. Well, it's because when it's the first sun, if it's sunny every day, you're used to it. But today, even driving into work, you're just like, man, it's beautiful out. And I mean, it's still cold, but the sun is out. You feel warmer. You just feel good. I mean, that's
window down, radio up, not even paying attention.
Yeah, exactly what happens. And I don't know why that guy was going 123, but it cost him over $500. He'll lose his license. And the question was brought up, is that reckless driving? Depends on the situation. It can be maybe an arrestable offense if they passed vehicles, if they, there's a near miss over something. Lots of circumstances can go into a case like that. And in this case, he stopped when the officer pulled him over. Obviously, it took a while to catch up to him, but he stopped and was given his citations and, went on his way. But yeah, the speed is a factor, and we've got to slow down.
Real quick on that is, if I recall, last year there wasn't many traffic fatalities in Barron County like through like 8 or 9 months of the year, and then it was like October, and there was a whole. So I mean, hopefully that trend continues as a very small amount. Hopefully this is the only one. Mikey and Spooner, that's a little bit different for you because it's you cover the city. I mean, are there really any roads that are in the Spooner Police Department's area that are 55?
Yes, Highway 70, and then we have a section of Highway 53 from 70 all the way to Ojibwa Road on 53.
Okay, so but usually you guys don't deal with 123.
No.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
That's my phone. One of my officers changed the ringtone on my phone, and it says, "Are you there? Are you there?" And I can't figure out how to fix it.
He's fired.
So the first time we just got new phones in the lobby, the waiting lobby's out there. So the phone started ringing, but I heard that. So I'm like running out to the lobby thinking somebody really needs us. Well, here it's my phone ringing, and I can't figure out how to change it.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a great story. So, yeah.
You
so
patrol somewhere in the deep, dark woods. You're the chief now. You can make these guys do whatever you want. And they're like, hey, you know what? You're doing crossing guard duty on the Highway 53.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, going back to the original question, you don't really deal a lot with people going 123 miles an hour.
We've had some on 53 before. Not 123, but well into the 90s and 100s, but not 123.
Yeah,
that might be a record. Not that I'm trying to get anybody to beat it, but it was. That's a lot. That's fast on a rural county road. It's terrible,
and that's just wildly dangerous at any temperature. I don't care if the roads are clear. That's just stupid.
We have tractors, farm implement stuff. We've got
and a lot more Amish around, at least in our area. A lot more Amish. I mean, you just never know, man.
Somebody pulling under their driveway, you're never going to stop in time. And you're never going to see it coming. I mean, it's and that's where reckless driving can come into play. If you've got to be able to prove reckless driving. I mean, it's pretty easy at 123, but there has to be some other contributing factor in most cases. So we try to do that. So just slow down and be careful.
Yeah. All right. So Mikey, you became the Spooner police chief. You were the captain. And we did a story on this, a little over a month ago. And so some of the information was in there, but just kind of catch people up who didn't see that article. Tell us about a little bio about you, and then leading up to how you became the Spooner police chief.
Well, what was it, 2.5 years ago, Chief Deputy Pank, left us as our captain to Washburn County. I got promoted.
What's that?
And then 2 years
later. Hear a
later,
clicking noise?
That was me tapping the top of my coffee.
Like, what is that? Sorry.
And then, Chief Jerry Chrisman announced his retirement, and I applied for that, and here we are now.
But where did you start in law enforcement?
I started in Minong in May of 2010. So
and you were there for about a year, weren't you?
I think it was part-time there 2 years, and then I got hired in Spooner's part-time in March of 2011.
And then
So,
you, when did you become full time in Spooner?
it would have been, I believe it was 2012, September of 2012.
Okay. So you've been full time in Spooner for at least 10 years now, just over 10 years. And obviously in a city, so it's different than, the sheriff's office or like Fitzy situation where you kind of have to know every back road in weird parts of the county. Spooner, I mean, it is the biggest city in Washburn, but that's not really saying that much because, it's pretty small.
Yeah.
We do have the
Well,
only 2 stoplights in the county. That's pretty cool.
yeah. Well,
So small Washburn is.
and a lot of traffic on 63 and 70
Yeah,
coming
right.
from the cities to usually towards the Hayward direction.
Yeah. So, but looking at it just from the city in 10 years, you probably know every little nook and cranny in the city of Spooner doing this for 10 years.
Sometimes I have brain farts. I got to Google certain things, but yeah, I know when Chief Chris was here, he'd give out directions. It's over by the birch tree leaning across the certain street over there.
Next to the cows, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
By the barn,
So that, and law enforcement assistant Dawn Richter, she's been here for 32 years,
Yeah,
and
Dawn's great.
she knows that I have, sometimes I don't understand where this is at because they're giving out the old Piggly Wiggly. Well, I know where that's at now, but
I remember that Piggly Wiggly. Isn't that where Cornerstone Church is now?
yes,
That was the
but
old Piggly Wiggly.
that was way beyond my time, way
Oh, shit.
before my time. Yeah.
So Jerry Christmas announces his retirement. And I think we had this in the article. So you were already kind of appointed or selected to be the chief. Everybody kind of knew about that, and you knew about this. This was months ago.
I believe it was August of 2022 is
Sure.
when they decided.
So you kind of had some time to, think about this stuff, and I'm sure you could talk to Jerry Crispin just about, how this stuff works. But going into it, and Fitzy, you could probably speak to this. When you go into this job, when you were at the at the top as a chief or as a sheriff, you have your expectations, but there has to be something that you didn't expect. So you're a month in, just like we were talking about at the very beginning about baseball. Pirates are a month in, whatever. You learn a lot in that month. What's the one thing that you're preparing for this, you're ready for this, but you didn't know this was going to be a thing? Like, is there something that after a month, like, I was really surprised on how much of X, Y, or Z? What's the one thing that you're really surprised by?
The emails. I can't keep up on the emails. And, Chief Christman must have been subscribed to all this stuff. And within 24 hours of him announcing his retirement, somehow I got all these emails. So I have to separate what's junk mail,
That's
the
terrible.
subscriptions for
Yes.
Verizon, who we got rid of a long time ago. So that's the part that, because I got to keep up on the emails and make sure they're important and stuff.
And every sales call and everybody that wants to sell you something and every gimmick and you need this for your squad cars and you need this and everything. You get sales calls every day, all day long. Somebody trying to sell you need a new record management system. You need shinier badges. You need new floor mats for your squad cars.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all a lot of this too.
That's right. Yeah, this all takes dollars.
The emails. Because same thing. Like Fitz and I have talked about before about the emails, things that we get. I think about 150 a day, but half of them is stuff that you're talking about. Now, obviously not for a law enforcement car, but it's just but you still have to kind of look through each one and go, no, delete, no. So it's kind of time consuming. Has that prevented you from doing anything else, or have you kind of figured out your system now? Like, okay, every morning I go through real quick and delete all these or unsubscribe to certain ones.
And that's the thing is I still go out and patrol. So it's hard to, I'm still working on the catch-up stage of getting my groove of how I want to make sure I'm still out on the street and still doing the office work. That's the tough part that I still am working on.
Are you the only one on right now, or do you have another officer on besides you?
He's saying, like, if you're in Spooner right now, you can speed because Mike's on the show. So,
right, yeah, I do have an officer out there right now patrolling.
Okay, so normally, do you? I mean, are you the second car on, or
yes,
on some days?
Yep.
Well, that's a nice feature to have as a chief. I mean, a lot of chiefs don't have that. So, You are blessed with that. We only have a couple of chiefs around the area that have that
Yes.
ability to be able to be the chief and be a patrolman when they want to. Some people are. I'm in the middle of a sales call and a call comes in. I got to hang up on the sales call and go on the call.
Oh, it took me a minute
really
to kind
nice.
of like you guys are talking cop stuff. Like I don't understand this.
Yeah,
I
just
see.
hang
So
up.
there's some municipalities where when you're on duty as the chief, you're really just a cop.
Right.
I mean, your job is to go out and patrol, and if you're sitting and doing administrative work, then nobody's out patrolling.
Yes.
100%.
I
That
see.
happens. It happens when guys come in and do reports, and our guys and gals come in and do reports too. I mean, that happens, but you try to space that out so you're not in it. But it's easy to sit in front of your computer for 2 hours and do emails. I mean, it's crazy, and call people back and complaints and follow ups and different things like that. So it can become overwhelming at times, and you have to just shut it off sometimes and go on patrol. Saturday night, I went on patrol. I'm like, I'm done. It's prom. By the way, proms
right.
were perfect. I mean, it was
Oh,
great.
good. I forgot about that.
Perfect. And yeah, so did I. But I went on patrol Saturday night. I'm like, I got my kid off to prom, and we got all the pictures taken. And I'm like, I'm going on patrol, and I went to a few proms. I went to Shell Lake's prom was in Barron County, so I went over to the Shell Lake prom in Baronet. They held it at the Baronet Civic Center, and went there and didn't see Wilson. Thought he'd keep his kids safe, but no, he didn't. So Dave
No.
Wilson.
Jeepers.
So and then I went over to Cumberland's and went through Turtle Lake, and there was no calls. It was great. I mean, it was cold and windy and rainy and snowy, so I get it. But hats off to all of our prom goers. I mean, they were great, safe across the county. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Real quick, Fitzy, obviously there's a difference between a sheriff and a chief.
Yeah, we're better.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm just kidding, all the chiefs out there.
But you obviously worked with a lot of chiefs. What do you see, Fitzy, as the biggest difference between a sheriff and a chief in terms of challenges?
Just what we talked about. I mean, the ability to have to go do something without the administrative team, the number of officers you have. I mean, a call happens right now. A domestic happens right now. He's hanging up from us and going on that domestic with his guy. I mean, that's the difference between, or if there's a domestic in the county right now, I mean, I don't know.
You have people.
Yeah, I have people. We have a traffic complaint of theft, a motor vehicle versus ambulance, and a dog case right now. I don't have to go on any of them. But if he had 4 calls pending in the city, he better be going on one of them. Otherwise people are not going to like him, and he's going to get emails, and then he's going to have to spend more time in the office. So, I mean, it's this cycle of things as an administrator that you have to find the balance, and that's what the chief's doing. And, I think he's going to do a great job, and he has done a great job, and it's awesome. I love Spooner. I love to hang out there. I might go to the Spooner Bakery and get some donuts for my kid's graduation party. It's awesome.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, what about you? When you look at this, I mean, do you have any aspirations to be a sheriff, or is like, no, I'd rather just be a chief.
Barron County, I hope.
Yeah, not Barron County. Is this something you were in this position now, but is this it just kind of worked out that way? I never really wanted to even be a chief or didn't really think about it very much, but it just a series of events, and then it was full-time, and then I was, after Pank left and went to Washburn County, then, I applied, then I was the captain, and then, well, jeepers, Jerry Crispin now retired. So it's just kind of, everybody keeps moving up one.
Yeah.
Was that kind of an aspiration?
I loved being a patrolman. Going out, not doing the emails, but sometimes, I don't know why it worked out the way it did, and I hope I do. I hope I keep my community happy. That's the goal, and I need to get out there and start introducing myself, because I still meet people every day. The other day I was out doing something, and somebody says, "How's that new police chief doing?" And I thought about being a smart aleck, and saying, "Yeah, he's something," But I said, I'd like to think I'm doing all right so far. It's only a month in, but
yeah. Someone had a comment about donuts, by the way. Don't you mean law enforcement inspired power rings?
Power rings, gotta love power rings.
I love it.
I love donuts. But that's the problem. I mean, I've been the sheriff for 15 years, and I'm very obviously in the public a lot, but there's still people that I don't know and they don't know me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing to see. And you've been in Spooner for 10 plus years and people are still don't.
I didn't know who you were until like a year ago, to be honest.
Me?
Yeah, like a year and a half ago. I'm like, who's this Kronberger something? What? Who's this now?
It's because you don't go in his house because he doesn't go out of his house. So you'd have to go in his house to know where Ben is.
Yeah, I think I saw it like on a criminal complaint or something. I'm like, who's this Kronberger? I couldn't even say it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Fitzy, this is a question for both of you, actually. Fitzy, I'll start with you. When you took over as sheriff, you obviously there was a predecessor, and we'll just assume, I don't know who that was. We'll just assume the person was a good sheriff and did a good job. But when you get in, you kind of have to put your own stamp on it. Do you recall something that when you went in, like, I'm going to keep all of these systems going, these processes going, I like how we're doing this, but you need to make it your own? What was kind of one of your things, Fitzy, when you first started on, I want to start incorporating a couple, 3 other things? And maybe that was just more community involvement, or maybe it was, I don't know what it is, but you had to put your stamp on it. Do you remember what a few of those were?
Yeah, actually I do. I mean, I was working with our community coalition for a long time at the police department under the direction of Chief Sommerfeld. That allowed me to be part of the community and do some community events. And the one thing that I brought in is community engagement and transparency. That was the 2 things that I came and said, we're going to be transparent about everything we do. And we're going to look, and I knew I had a good team. I didn't have to worry about that part of it. So I was blessed in the fact that I knew I had good people, so I didn't have to worry about that, and I could concentrate on some other stuff. There was no issues. My chief deputy had been here for a while before me. I knew him when we worked together in Race Lake PD, so I was able to just come in and do what we're doing now. And we've continued that for 15 plus years now. Over 15 years, we've been doing this, and it's been awesome. I mean, some people don't like it, but this is what we're doing, and we're going to do that for at least another 4 more and probably 4 more after that. So I think people enjoy it. I think people love it, but that was the community engagement and the transparency is what we created on day one. And it's worked out for us, and it's got us a lot of support, and we're rolling along. I think we're the best department in Northwest Wisconsin. I think the chief thinks his department is the best, and they should, and rightfully so. But we work good together. I mean, not that Spooner and Barron County work together, but there might be some case where we do. And we at least communicate as administrators to say, hey, you got a problem, I got a problem, you figure it out, somebody. But our crimes aren't, they stop at the line. We work with Washburn County and Chippewa and Barron and Polk and whoever. But all of our chiefs and we all work together. Sure, there's issues some days over something, but that's just life, and that's part of learning and making yourself better.
So same for you, Mikey, when you kind of did this, and maybe you haven't gotten there yet, but since you already knew you're going to be the chief last August, you've had some time. Was there anything that kind of stood out to you right away, or that you made sure you kind of earmarked and said, the department's going great, but I don't put my stamp on it? Are there a couple of things that you want to do as the chief of police?
Oof, yeah. I want to do more community events. I think it was 2015. I used to run the haunted house.
Right.
Yeah, that was a lot of work put into that, but it was just a one-night thing where it took me about 80 hours to build with a bunch of other volunteers, and then it was a one-night thing where it was either $1 to get in or bring a canned food item, and the community seemed to love that.
Yeah.
But we don't have that garage anymore, so I want to do more community events. But it's tough right now because we are down a full-time officer yet. We got one in the FTO right now.
FTO?
Field training right now.
So is that person going to be the full-time officer? Is that how this works?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, sure. So you won't be down a full-time officer shortly?
Yeah, shortly. Yep.
Do you have a part-time guy, or do you have part-time? Do you have part-time officers?
We do. We have. Well, the chief of Minong is one of our part-time officers that comes up for like the special events, rodeo, the block party that's going to be happening in July.
Hey, we'll be there at the block party.
Well, it's not block party. It's Freedom Fest.
Fest.
Freedom Fest.
Yeah,
that's right. You get your tickets right now. We just put a post about that yesterday. Just saying. Whole bunch of new ticket options. 38 Special. Oh, I might be interviewing, or they may come on for a show. 38 Special.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
That'd
Amy
be awesome.
Greenfield had messaged, so hopefully we'll get them on July 1st. I love it. Spooner is a 24/7 department, right? Is that the only one in Washburn for municipalities?
For municipalities, yes.
What challenges does that present other than staffing? But like, I don't know when they stop. Like other ones, like at 10 at night or midnight, which is, I don't know. But they stop at a certain point and they don't start again to the next morning, which always seems a little weird to me because, it just
Figure out
like
figure
bar
out
closing and nobody's around. It just seems odd to me, but
County covers it.
no, I get it. But they still only have a couple of cars out in a whole county. It just seems weird. What other than the staffing aspect of it, what challenges does the 24/7 coverage present?
Right now, none that I know of because we've done it forever. It's just making sure that the guys are healthy and get their time off and trying to get those shifts covered. That would be the challenge that I see right now.
Are there any discussions or thoughts about not doing 24/7? No?
You can't go backwards. We have our calls and cases and contacts a month are on average between 1,000 to 1,300 a month. So for a municipality that's our size, it's quite a bit.
Schaefer says, good morning and congratulations on your new position. Look for. Do you know Mike Schaefer? Because if you don't, we can tell you all
awesome.
about him.
He's the best guy.
He's the worst. No
Yep,
comment?
I know.
Okay.
Yep, I know who he
Spooner
is.
Health rocks.
Yep. Good man.
There you go.
All right, so
If you need
community
anything,
events.
Just go to Spooner Health. They'll just give you money. Spooner Health will just give you money.
Yeah, kind of
If you
find
need
out.
anything.
Yeah, anything you want. Or just call Mike. That's fine. I can give you his phone number on that if you need it.
I actually have his phone number.
Oh, perfect.
See?
Hey, you know what? That the haunted house thing and the community events, I bet Spooner Health,
Sponsor
they totally should. I mean, if they really want to be about the community, then they really need to sponsor that stuff.
Yeah, and you'll be the gold sponsor at the golf outing.
Fitzy's always getting me to sponsor something. And then I look like a jerk if I don't, so then I have to. So no, that's not good. So community engagement is one of the things. Are there any concerns, like going into this, we kind of want to get this corrected? So that was more of this is something we want to start implementing. Is there something that the Spooner Police Department, not that it was a bad thing, it's just, I don't think we're going to do this anymore. Was there any one of those?
Not yet. I'm pretty proud of all these guys. They're all my officers are great officers. They work hard. I don't have any complaints right now. And eventually there's going to be some ideas. I implemented new body cam systems, so that was my first touch. And I changed our shoulder patches. So first month, that was what I did.
You changed your shoulder patch? What is that?
Went to the state of Wisconsin.
There you go. I
You know,
like it.
so the artwork was retired Chief Andrea's artwork originally.
What, Bobby Andrea? That dude's awesome.
Yep, good man. He was my first chief here.
Oh,
but
man.
he designed that patch, so I wanted to keep his artwork, but I like the state of Wisconsin look to it. So
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Hard to believe I used to babysit this. Oh, my goodness. Your former babysitter. That's fantastic.
yeah. Hi, Lori.
Oh, that's wonderful. Shoot, I was just going to ask. Body cams. So Spooner didn't have body cams before?
We did. They were basically you can buy them off of Amazon kind of thing. You record them, put them
Wait,
on.
I can buy body cams off Amazon?
They're
Like, I
just
love
cheap.
all the cop
Yeah.
stuff. I don't want to be a cop. I just like all the toys that come with it.
I just want to dress
Yeah.
like one.
I just wanna dress So you had body cams, but it was the things you just buy, whatever.
So it was
they
about-
didn't work, or
It was about storage and how to maintain everything. So we went to, I believe Barron County has it, Visual Labs. Is that
Oh,
what your
yeah.
guys is? Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
okay, the rest of us don't know what that is.
So it's so
You use your cell phone.
we have our cell phones. So if you ever see me, I'm not trying to look scruffy, but if you see my cell phone in my shirt, you just push the button. That's your body cam, and it goes to the cloud, and that it goes to a program on the computer, so there's no storage here, and it's pretty slick because you always have your cell phone on you for work, anyways. So
Oh, so it's like
very-
basically it's like an app. So you're using.
yes,
Hmm?
Yep.
And you lease it rather than pay for equipment. You don't have to replace body cameras. You don't. It's a cost saving measure to the taxpayers. Look at the Chiefs already saving the taxpayers a Spooner money.
Atta
And he's got
boy.
a better system. Yeah,
Yep.
your taxes are going down because of the Chief. No, I don't know.
I don't think they'll go down.
They never go down.
Yeah, typically it's not how it works.
Maybe they won't go up. But
Yeah.
it's a great product. We tried it out. We've had ours now for almost 2 years, and it's been really easy to use in the field. All of our jailers have them. It's a great product. I can't believe more people don't go to them because, man, it's all the storage is included. All these people are paying for more storage. All these people are using different systems out there. So
I've never even heard
that's
of
a
it.
great tool to have for your officers. Cuts down on court time. It cuts down on overtime.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. How? How does it cut down on court time?
Because with body cameras, the whole encounter is there. So no one can say the officer was wrong when we did field testing and OWIs because the guy is stumbling on the video or however it is. So the district attorney has this video, shows it to his client and says, or to the other client's attorney and says, here you go, play this video in court and you decide if you want to plead guilty or not. So it's body cameras have cut down on court time. They've cut down on officer complaints. They've cut down on a lot of things.
Okay, so that's just body cams in general. So, Mikey, when it comes to like these, is there? You said it goes to the cloud or something, but does this make it more streamlined and fast? So it sounds like cheaper. But is there any other benefits to this?
So I don't have to burn the video anymore to disk to bring down to the DA's office. I just send the whole link. I email the whole link to the DA's office. They have it. And then I can see through the email if they opened it. I can set the email for 2 days. They don't open it 2 days, it disappears. Or if they open it, I can see they opened it, downloaded it, and burned it. Yeah.
That's
Photos.
fascinating.
Yep. So if you're on a car crash too, or a car accident, and you got your body cam on, but you can start taking photos. So the photos also are all part of this system as well, and email all the photos.
Yeah, so the DA's office, that's what you're referring to. They don't have to do anything. It's just, it's a cloud. You just get a link, and then it goes to whatever it is, this program you just called. So it must make it easier for. Well, I don't know if it really makes any difference for them right now. I mean, as long as they get it, it just stops all the work on your end before you have to send it.
Well, but they don't have discs in their hand. Right.
Yeah.
What's that, Fitzy?
They don't have discs. I mean, it doesn't have to run a disc over there.
I don't even think I have the ability. Now I think about it,
Right.
Apple stuff, and I don't even think I have a disc in any computer now. I think about it. That's kind of old technology now. I didn't realize that.
Well, that's right.
And
Interesting.
another cool thing about that video too is you could see the body cam, and then next to it's Google Earth, so you can see. So if you're in a foot chase or something, and somebody throws something, you can yell out on the video, "Threw something here." You can find out exactly where you were on Google Earth while you're running. It's neat.
Foot chase. That's a very sensitive topic here on Positive Benefits Show. Foot chases and Fitzy.
One time I didn't.
We don't like to
win a
bring
race.
that up.
One time.
One time
I
you
don't-
chase somebody and you fall down and you break everything. Yes, it's a very sensitive subject.
I can't chase anybody anymore. That was good. I wouldn't even think about that. But,
Yeah.
but it also, you can see it live. I mean,
Ooh,
in a
that'd be
case
funny.
like this, you can actually, he can log in right now and he can see what his officer's doing live if his officer is on a call or something. Now, there's some privacy issues you have to do on as an administrator. You have to work on a policy like that. But if he's on a domestic right now and you can't get a hold of him, boom, our dispatchers can log into any of our body cameras and they notify the officer that they're going live. But then they can see what the call is. Maybe they're fighting. Maybe there's a hostage situation. So we have this on all of our squad cameras, our body cameras. We can see it live. And this is a neat feature, and why we went with Visual Labs is from a safety standpoint also. Where other camera systems, you can't go live into them.
Safety. I'm going to use that when I'm trying to justify, because I totally need to get this program and have Jerusha just wear this all the time so that I can just click and see everything she's doing. But now I wrote it down for safety reasons.
For safety reasons.
Safety reasons. That's how
You
I'll
gotta have a
justify.
policy on it.
You got to have policies. That's the way the world works, man. SOPs. That's where it's at. Also, Mike, no kidding. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this. What I'd asked, because sometimes I'm not banging on your predecessor, but I don't know much about him. I mean, he was there for a long time, and thank you for all his work and service. But I did ask him a couple of times if he wanted to come on. No big deal. He's like, yeah, not really. Which fine. But thank you for coming on, and you're only in like just over a month into your new gig. And yeah, live shows, that's not for everybody. So thank you very much for agreeing.
Absolutely.
So now, real quick, season 3, the last episode, Mandalorian. What?
Mine?
I know. Fitzy, you need to start, get with the pop culture here. Will you, Fitzy, start watching the Mandalorian? Oh my goodness, that's something that Mikey and I have in common. Because man, they wrapped up so much, but then I was left with even more questions. What's it going to be, like 2 years before the next season?
Yeah, that's what I just read too. But my question, because I couldn't find a sports one because I forgot, was real quick. What is Gogru's next piece of armor going to be for season 4?
Oh boy! Oh man! I want to. I got to think about that one because I just don't want to randomly say something. I want to think about that one. You must already have a prediction. What do you think, Mikey?
I was thinking the helmet, but I don't think they're going to cover his face. He's too cute.
Yeah, right. You can't. Fitzy's just like, what is going on right now? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I'm lost.
Mandalorian, it's such a great show.
I know what Mandalorian is.
It's such a great show. Yeah. All right, fine. But all right, cool. Is there anything? Oh shoot, there's a weather forecast here. Come on, be good. No more snow. Lots of sun today. 70 starting tomorrow. Boy, that'll be nice for other people that go outside. Warm temps. Yeah.
It's a Teacher Appreciation Day. Thank you to all of our teachers out there. They play a huge role in our community, so I appreciate all of our teachers. Thanks, Chief, for coming down to the funeral and all the support you gave us during the couple of weeks. I appreciate that. Congrats on your new gig, and keep rocking it up there in Spooner, and we'll see you up there this summer when we come and hit the main street with all the. Hey, how much does Spooner expand in the summer? That was a question I have. Like,
ooh, good question.
5,000 people, 10,000 people. I don't know. I mean, you must get a huge influx in the summer, correct?
Yeah. Tourist season. Yeah, the traffic. Well, we'll see how this new 3-lane highway goes.
It's not going to work well this summer. It's going to be a disaster. That's my prediction.
Yes, it's a nightmare right now.
It's already bad, and we haven't even hit the traffic season yet.
Yeah, you get to the 6370 stoplight for lunchtime this time of the year, and you're backed up 2 blocks.
And it doesn't sound like much, but but everybody is, like, all the sides, and we have like not much traffic. Imagine when we all of a sudden times that by 10. People are going to be backed up in a thing all the way to Economart.
Yeah,
it's going to be a disaster.
The rodeo last year, because they had where everyone pulls into the rodeo all the way to the 70 stoplights. I could see traffic all the way down through there just for the rodeos. It's just,
I think that's one of the first times I had contacted you, and you would, I think I sent you a text, and you had said that, I can't even go north. Like, I had to go south just to go down and turn around and go, because you couldn't even turn left.
We'll see how it goes. Have you been, Sheriff? Have you been into the city since they did the 63?
No, I have not. I got to get up there, I guess.
Yeah, well, you'll be up here, Mikey. I'm sure you're going to either be. Are you working or going to as a city? Well, I'm assuming working, but I don't know. For the July 1st Wisconsin Freedom Fest.
I'll be working.
Oh, well, we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Fitzy will be monitoring the garbage.
They have an excellent garbage program. Hey, it's opening fishing this weekend too. Good luck to all the fishermen. Wear your life jackets, and it sounds like good weather for opening fishing. So we'll see a lot of people out.
All right. Last thing then, of course, wrap up coming up this week. Fitzy, what are you doing this week?
I'm going to the sheriff's conference. So I'm leaving now and going to the sheriff's conference for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's why we had to start early. I forgot.
Yep.
I knew there was a reason. Badger State Sheriff's Association.
Badger State Sheriff's a couple of days.
Where's this one?
The Dells. halfway. So I only got to go 2 hours today, 2.5 hours. So
Are you taking your trunks?
no, it won't be swimming.
Well, that's what
see me on the water slide.
I'd go to those meetings if it was held in the pool. That'd be nice. Mikey, what about you? What do you have coming up this week?
I am going to be cutting firewood. You want to help?
No. No.
He'd have to leave his house.
I'd have to go outside. No, thank you. Nothing good happens outside. All right, cool. Thank you so very much, Mikey, for coming on. Fitzy, as always, thank you for accommodating and coming on a little bit early for both of you. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Special thank you to Spooner Chief of Police Mike Kronberger for joining us to talk about his new gig as the Spooner Chief and all things at the SPD. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden. You've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business has provided quality work both on the outside and on the inside of your home or business. Give Brian a call today. Numbers right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy and I'll see you right back here next week, which I believe it'll be at a regular 8:30 time. So until then, enjoy the weather. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.